Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Rachelle Jones, Grief Recovery with Rachelle. It's Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, which is a mixed bag for a lot of people. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Could be a mixed bag for us, too. What's significant about Valentine's Day for us? This is my husband, Wes, by the way. I figure, some people know that by now, but maybe you don't.
I'm a special guest. It's our anniversary, and we are on 22 years of marriage. So,
Yeah.
1998. Went straight from our graduation to the courthouse and got married. No, that's not right.
Well, just about. You have to be a little bit louder, though, because we're outdoors, and I don't know that people can hear. Hey, Cheryl, thank you for joining. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hi,
Valentine's
Cheryl.
Day love to you, my friend. Valentine's Day love your way. Okay, 22 years, marriage, Valentine's Day. Yes. Easy, full of love, easy breezy cover girl all the time?
No, as I reflect on 22 years, I think some have been good anniversaries. Some have been, I don't even know if we were together at the time, anniversaries.
Thank you. She said happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, it's just thinking about the topic of grief and feeling and emotional stuff. I mean, marriage and relationships are totally that. And I think it's just important
Grief?
to... Yes, grief.
Yeah.
But, it is happiness as well, isn't it? It's a roller coaster. It really is. And so, sitting here going, holy cow, we've been married 22 years. I don't believe that. That's like surreal in a way. But to think about just the life experiences and all of the stuff we've been able to go through and we're still here is happy. And I don't know, it's beautiful in a sense of really connecting it with my heart of all the different emotions and what it feels like to go through those times and then to weather those storms and to make it on the other side. And even scary sometimes to think about, well, what's next? But being in the present moment. You did a illustration the other day which just completely resonates with me, where there's this guy, he's in a jail cell, and he's a little guy in a jail, and then you have the future on one end and the past on the other. And I know for myself, kind of living in times of where I've been kind of consumed with grief and stuff, I feel like I've been that person where I'm way over in the future or way over in the past, but I'm missing everything in the present moment. So, along the lines of relationships and being married and being together for 22 years, I know that we are doing our best when I'm the guy that's in the present moment, not way over here and not way over there.
Yeah.
So for what that's worth, how powerful this work really is, it helps you to be right there in the centered, balanced, instead of way on one side or the other.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. And that's not just you, I don't think. I can think of times where I've been, my fingers are freezing. I can think of times where I definitely was living from the pain of the past, and expecting Wes to bend backwards and forwards and do, thank you, every type of bend over gymnastics to try to help me feel better, because really what I was doing was living in the past, letting the pain of my past control and dictate my present and my future, and that's not correct. So being that it's Valentine's Day, I wanted to talk about the definition of unconditional love, because we have a lot of ideas that float around, a lot of concepts around this unconditional love thing, but we really need to spend a minute and talk about the definition of what unconditional love is. We all, I think, believe that love is an action that we do. It's not just this feeling that we have. Hollywood and different romantic writers throughout the ages have taught us that love is this fuzzy feeling on the inside. By the way, thank you for all the birthday. What is this? Our anniversary. Thank you for showing up and for all these awesome Valentine's messages. Thank you, and anniversary messages. And Valentine's Day to all of you. But let's talk about unconditional love. So there's two different types of unconditional love. There's unconditional love for ourselves, and then there's unconditional love for others. So let's pause and go into that for a minute. Can I get you to scoot just a smidge? Thank you. So unconditional love for others is the willingness and acquiring the ability to allow others the right to make their own choices for themselves without any insistence that they satisfy me. So that would be me gaining the willingness and gaining the ability to allow Wes to make his own choices for himself without insisting that Wes satisfy me. Okay? So that's the definition of unconditional love for me to give someone else. Now, the definition of unconditional love for myself is the willingness and acquiring the ability to allow me to make my own choices for myself without the need for approval from others. Okay, so let's pause on this for just a minute, because unconditional love for self is really where we have to start. We have to start with unconditional love for ourself, which is going to take a whole lot of work. Because for me, for example, I could see, by the way, I have Wes's glasses here, his sunglasses. Please help me convince Wes that it's okay to get new sunglasses. But he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He can walk around with these. Okay.
Magic lenses.
Yep, magic sun protecting invisible lenses, right? Can you see that? Good stuff, Jones. Okay, so unconditional love for myself is allowing me the right to make my own choices. But I've got to acquire the ability, because I don't know about you. I did not grow up learning how to love myself. I didn't learn how to just care for myself. Hey, Jojo. I didn't learn how to not need the approval of others. I lived on, well, that feels bad, and you should recognize that it feels bad for me, and you should do it differently. And that's okay. That's okay. You're allowed to express your needs. You're allowed to express your hopes and desires. But what's really challenging, there's a little twitch in there, is if I'm expecting, if I'm always needing Wes's approval, I'm not living toward my own love. If I'm expecting the approval of coworkers and those different things, we can have personal boundaries. We start to really experience grief when we live outside of our personal boundaries. We set them down, and then we get upset at someone else for not listening, and we blame, and we call them names and labels, but really we gave away our own power because we didn't take a minute to love ourselves. We didn't take a minute to figure out what was true for us. We were too afraid of their reaction, too afraid of how they might respond, too afraid of what they might think. So we didn't live according to what's true for us. We didn't even take time to figure out what was true for us, okay? So unconditional love for self is really essential in a relationship, I think. So thinking of that, have you gotten maybe some clarity and found some ways to apply that for you? Unconditional love for yourself?
Well, I think so. I think for me, being a people pleaser by nature, just knowing that about myself, even trying to just please you, the whole happy wife, happy life thing that we hear.
Not true.
Well, I do think there is some truth to that. However, that being said, happy self reflects to a happy wife. Like when I'm connecting with myself, when I'm paying attention to my heart, when I'm actually taking a time to actually do my own heart work and to be the best version of myself, I don't even have to try to make you happy, because you I don't know, there's just this trust that you see that I'm actually going after my own heart work, and safety that comes along with that.
Mm-hmm.
That foundation of like, oh wow, that, being kind of, if you've ever been with somebody that, if anybody you can think of that you have gone somewhere with, and you're kind of in a dark spot and it's nighttime, but you just feel safe and protected with that person because you know that they're going to take care of you. I think in my experiences in our relationship, when I'm paying attention to myself, not in a conceited way, but like, having times quiet to reflect on my own heart, or doing my own grief work, taking my own personal inventory, and going after my stuff. For one, I'm just happier and I'm nicer and I'm kinder because I'm not all buried in my stuff. But taking the time to love myself in that way, it's totally worth it. I mean, we can all reflect on the place we live where gym and exercise is popular and everything, the outside, which is very, very good to take care of ourselves in a physical way. But I think so much time, but when in that thinking about, well, I'm going to go to the gym, oh, I don't really want to go. But when you go and you actually do it, you feel good after, you feel accomplished, you feel those endorphins, you're sweating, all that stuff. It's the same with the heart work and loving yourself in that way. It's kind of a whole culmination of things, loving yourself when I think of it. So I know that our relationship reflects...
Inner love is lasting. That external stuff is fleeting. That external stuff doesn't last forever. It's necessary. Mm-hmm. It's part of the whole human, loving the whole human that you are, but you can't just love the outside and expect the inside to fill up, right? Right,
and I think it's so easy to put that inner self, inner love, even with whatever spiritual life you have, to put that on the side because, we don't think people can see that. People see, oh, hey, nice triceps, or hey, I like your hair. The outside
stuff. That's not
lie.
I do like your triceps.
Well, I understand, but do you know what I'm getting at?
I do.
It's so easy to push that aside and not love yourself in that way. And I think loving yourself loving myself in that way, for me, when you ask me the question, can you reflect on that? And that's, I don't know if I went too far, but that's foundationally for me. When I'm paying attention to my inner heart self, loving myself in that way, having my connection with my spiritual connection and those kinds of things that often I can push aside, I feel better. And whether you're happy or not,
that's it.
Whether you're happy or not, I feel better. But then it just naturally comes, though.
But you did say something really interesting. Happy wife, happy life. And trying to make another person happy. Is it actually possible to make another person happy? Is there an actual step-by-step recipe to make another person happy?
I can't make another person
exactly happy. You can't make another person happy.
I can contribute to the happiness, but I can't. Everything I can do can be perfect.
You could help lead them that way, but you can't make them happy. You can't make them proud. You can't make them angry. You can't make them mad. You can be left feeling angry based on how they've been treating you, or you can be left feeling happy based on how they've been treating you, but true happiness does not come from another person. That's what codependent behavior is, right? If I'm looking to Wes to just spin his wheels like crazy to fill me up, that's an incorrect place for you to be. It's impossible for you to do it because I haven't put in the work to fill myself with love. So there's no possible way you could fill me with love.
It's just like pouring water in a bucket with holes in it.
Yeah.
I could keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. I'm never going to fill the bucket.
Hi, thanks for joining. Yeah, exactly, right? So the thing is, this whole relationship thing can be impossible. Don't you? I mean, I'm going to say for me, I think it's absolutely impossible to have a relationship lasting without self-love first. Self-love does not mean, well, I'm going to get my toes done and I'm going to get a manicure and I'm going to get my hair done. Those are fleeting. That's not lasting love. Lasting love comes from the internal emotional work that you pour into yourself, that you really work hard to pour into yourself. And then once you're secure and you're firm and you're full because of the work you did for yourself, then you can unconditionally love someone else. It is going to be impossible to show unconditional love to another person and allow them to mess up and allow them to make their own choices without insisting that they satisfy me if I've always been used to people behaving in a way to satisfy me. Does that make sense? It's a tricky thing, and it's really, really difficult, and I've had it messed up for so many years. So most of our 22 years of marriage have been hard, impossibly hard. I wouldn't have thought we would make it this far. Would you? Does that hurt your feelings?
No, I appreciate your honesty. I think, but that's what makes it even more of a relationship for me is that, I think you need a hat. Maybe a hat. Yeah.
I don't want a hat.
Here. You guys wanted to wear a hat? Here.
That's a dumb hat.
Happy anniversary.
I don't want to wear this hat.
So,
does it smell?
no, that's not. Anyway.
Does a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
look good in a hat.
I don't look good
I
in
like
a...
that you support
Look at this.
NASCAR.
Look at this. Where is this from?
It's a NASCAR. Mark Martin. He's sponsored by a pharmaceutical company.
Leslie Jones.
Anyway, so what I think is just that if we can take all of those life lessons and weather those storms, and sometimes, there's times where people don't, and it doesn't make it bad or wrong. But I mean, at the end of the day, is if you can learn from it and actually know that we've got this one life to live, and
Love yourself. Oh, we got a truck going by. Love yourself. It makes sense. We all need love, safety, and acceptance. We all need that. We can't get all of it from another person. We have to be willing to put the work into ourselves, and then we can look for someone else to be that with us, but we can't look to someone else to be that for us. So on Valentine's Day, I guess that's why I really wanted to work hard to talk about what love actually means. And that's what we do. That's what a grief recovery method class is you doing action things to love yourself, to fill up, repair and fill up, like the holes in the bucket, like you said. Repair and fill up from the inside, and that's repeated action. It's not, why I did that this one time, I ate that one time, and I'm gonna be full for the rest of my life. It's not that. It's a daily, at least weekly practice. It's a daily awareness, and then you have more of yourself to share with another person. And when we get out of our own way, I've been in my own way for so long.
Yeah, as I listen to you, I have to ask this question. I know that you have your regular listeners, but in this coming year, if we were able to put together a couples 2-day class, to where it was basically, you could call it a marriage retreat, you could call it whatever you want, but
a destination?
Yeah, to a destination, but I want to make it available to people that, so that it would be affordable. If we could, make it work to where it could be a couples 2-day love yourself so that you can love your partner class in a way to help heal. Maybe your relationship's in a wonderful place, but you just want to add more tools, and have an open mind. Maybe it's in a place where you wish it was better, different, better, or more.
You want to do a class with me? You want to? Wes is a specialist, by the way. He just doesn't teach classes like I do all the time.
No,
he does it in
I don't
the
do it
moment
for
with
my
people.
my job or my career.
You would
not
do this with me?
Not yet, because I have a few more years until I have to retire. But one day my hope is to be able to join you and help people, because I know that there's a lot of people hurting. I wish there was somebody.
Do you think this is just a female issue?
What do you mean?
This whole loving ourselves. Is it just
No,
you
no,
ladies
no.
are too sensitive? You ladies and your
No,
hormones.
I definitely think that ladies and men are different, but I think we're all humans, and I think we all have hearts and emotions. Society kind of molds us in ways, I don't know. I could go along, men go out and hunt and bring home the food and whatever.
Just come back to the basics. Is this just a female issue? Honestly, you being a man.
Well, no. Look at all the.
You look around and see other men. Do you think that you're the only one?
No, I can think of a lot of guys that just, you can watch any movie, and when the guy gets broken up, he's sitting at the bar and just drowning his sorrows, and that doesn't do anything.
Drowning his sorrows in alcohol, or maybe in another partner.
Yeah, and it's a Band-Aid, and it just accumulates. But what if you could actually heal from that stuff, really heal it, let it scar, and heal properly, and actually it's not gone away, but it's healed, and it's not going to get infected again, it heals. Think about if you can apply that into a relationship along the lines of what we're talking about, loving yourself, so that you can love your partner and the best version that you can. And then, nobody's perfect, but having tools and awareness so that you can
I
actually,
thought I was perfect.
you know, we we are with people, you know, you're with people for a reason.
You can't even hear me.
So I do hear you.
You-
But I'm on a path to just, I want people to know that we're here to help them. That you're here to help them, and
You're with me.
yeah,
Yeah.
let me help you, help them, help others.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So we're gonna set up a 2-day class.
Well, I'm throwing it out there to see if that's something that
No,
people would
let's
be
do it.
interested in.
Let's do it.
Okay, well then
Now,
we're
where
gonna
do
do
we
it.
want to hold it? Where can everyone travel to safely or easily without a crazy cost? You know, let's love ourselves. Let's see, what do we have here? We have some things, Jones. People are saying happy anniversary, happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for sharing, Wes. Makes total sense. Let's see.
Makes total
Happy
sentence.
anniversary. Thank you. Happy anniversary to you. I love seeing you both and share with us. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Thank you, both for sharing. It's reassuring to hear two sides in a relationship. Yeah. It's always better than just hearing my own voice, because this is like home application, right? This is both of us really working our butts off, or our hearts. Can I say our hearts? That's probably more accurate. Great analogy. That was about the bucket and the holes, I think. Hi, Cheryl. Look, I love when they start talking to each other. Love it. Be friends. And I don't believe they've ever met other than right here. And I just love that. It fills my heart so much. Hi, happy Valentine's Day. See, I love it. How cute and honest. What an awesome idea, Wes. Oh, see? Good job. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Chris, hi. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. This is Wes and Rachelle. Grief
Live.
Recovery.
Brought to you live in front of a studio audience.
Yeah. That's a big studio
Wes and
over
Rachelle.
there. Yeah.
Fair pause, healing. Oh, that's I like that.
No, I know, right? That's Chris.
It's a big Chris.
Yeah.
Chris in the house.
So, many bless.
the
Oh,
only one
thank
laughing
you,
and crying
friend.
and
Thank you.
smiling.
Am I the only one laughing and crying and smiling? You know? Oh, my goodness.
Emotions. Love it.
Right. Good job.
Emotions.
Look at you. So, what is your biggest aha, like, I'm getting it thing that's been helpful to our relationship? I would say recently, but I think I know what the answer is, and I think it's ever. I think it's biggest ever, not just this moment. But
My
you
biggest
had a big,
aha. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot. I think
No, one. The biggest
listening
one.
listening to the heart.
Yes! That's what I was hoping you would say! Listening with your heart.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Listen to your heart when he's. I don't know. It just means listening to the
It
emotion.
feels like
not
music for
listening to the
Wait, say it again. You just said it.
what?
Say it louder.
Like listening to the music.
No, right after that.
Listening to the emotion.
Yes! Yes! That's what the grief recovery method does. That's the whole
Sure, cut it at me.
That's the whole point of our work. We think that it's so much, it's about talking and sharing and expressing and talking. And are we not talked to death? What we need to learn is how to listen. And we don't listen with our ears. The ears just act as a funnel to go down to our heart. Every message that comes in is only going through the funnel that leads right down to our heart, not to our head. So many people respond with, well, I think, and I was thinking, and well, why would you have done that? And well, they're doing, and it's so much intellectual noise, and it's so damaging. It's so damaging. What we're really working and practicing is to listen with our heart. That's your biggest aha moment. That is good. Thank you for sharing. I'm so glad you said that. Man, I'm glad you said that. Oh, I'm so glad about that. All right, well.
Hey, you know, when you have, many of us have careers where we're in the problem-solving field all day, and it can be, when you come home, remembering that you are not in the field or you're not at work. However, to apply this concept in your professional life as well, just listening to people's hearts, I mean, it makes a big impact. It can make a big impact on your work, on your professional relationships, on your business. Because when people feel heard and acknowledged, I'm finding it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
And so,
And when you yourself feel heard and acknowledged, it's all different. But I think that we're probably gone on for quite a while now. So thank you so much for being here with us on Valentine's Day. We might be physically alone. Sometimes we're feeling emotionally alone. We've spent many of Valentine's Day, many of anniversary, feeling emotionally on different sides of the planet. That
And
could
being
be
on
you,
different sides of the planet,
and
too.
physically on the other side of the planet, sure. But I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not. Physically, you might be, though.
you want-
And I want
big
you to
hugs.
know so much that, oh, thank you. Big hugs to you, too. I want you to know so much that I do love you. Wes loves you. I'm here fighting for you. I train like a beast to offer these classes for you because I find so much value in you as a human. I want you to fill up and live your best life with yourself. And if you get to add someone else to that, I want to screen them and make sure they're going to be okay for you. I don't want you jumping into some crazy relationship where they don't know how to listen with their heart. They don't know how to even connect with themselves. And then they put all the pressure and work on you. I've been there, you guys. It's awful. It's terrible. Probably a lot of you have been there too. It doesn't end well. It doesn't feel well in the moments either. So let's not shoot for that fleeting romantic, right now in the moment, quick fix love. Let's go deep and let's start with ourselves first. Okay? Why
Okay.
did you look at me when I said that? Well,
No, I'm just listening.
okay.
I'm listening.
Well,
And I wanted to say a shout out to Bear Paws Healing Hugs. Check out that. Does he have a site, a page?
yeah, well, he's on his Instagram page right now,
Yeah.
and then he's got a different
I'm gonna
links
go
there.
to that. All right.
Okay.
Check,
All right,
check him out.
everybody.
He's a good dude.
Thank you for joining. Yeah, definitely. A healer, another healer. He's just a beautiful human being. So reach out to Bear Paws Healing is his name on here. I sure love you all. Thanks for joining us. Valentine's Day love to all of you. Big
Happy
hugs.
Valentine's Day. Big
And
hugs.
we'll see big hugs. And that could mean a love punch.
Love
Like
punch.
a punch of love, so powerful it's like a punch.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so big loves to you. We'll see you all next week. Lunch and Live 11:45. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Back to you, she says.
Peace.
Bye. Peace.